So the first place what did you see in Spruce Pine that you didn't like?
Oh yeah.
So we
If it's
stayed,
anything negative, go ahead and say it. You just ain't
yeah,
got to say no names or nothing like
yeah.
Yeah.
that. You
It's
know, if you
up to
don't
So,
you.
want to.
Whatever you want to say is up to you.
initially we were looking for a place, and someone said Spruce Pine was hit really hard, and they were hit,
Oh,
but they
absolutely. Yeah.
also have they do have a
An
lot of
abundance of
donation centers,
Yeah.
and a specific center was like, hey, like we don't have a lot, and we have a huge need here. Like you're welcome here. Blah 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 blah. We get there, and right off the bat, I felt misled because
Hmm.
this place was the size of like almost a Walmart. And it was
Wow.
organized like a Walmart. I mean, they had jellies over here, pasta sauce here, Gatorade here.
We saw a place
I
like
mean,
that.
Yeah.
to the ceiling. They had propane stashed. They had. I mean, they made my donation look like
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
And so that was really odd. So then we get there and we're like, okay, well, I've been making all these posts in the Spruce Pine Facebook page and I'm telling them where they're at and I'm getting so much traction.
Mm.
That was really weird too. Why would I be getting so much traction if I was at a place that was knowingly doing donations, right?
Yeah.
So since I've been to North Carolina, I haven't been on time once. I don't know if it's the mountains and being from Texas, but everything takes forever to get to.
It
It
does.
does.
So I was 2 hours
Yeah.
late to arriving, and I start getting messages that, hey, you have a line out here. Then I start getting like upset messages. Hey, like we're leaving because we were completely berated here. Hey, and I can read some. I mean, it was just really upsetting. So when I pull up and I get set up, I was one of the things that was so important to all of us was it wasn't a free for all, but it was take what you need.
Yeah.
No
Right.
questions asked. Now, there were certain supplies that you couldn't take more of one, right?
Right.
Like a camp stove, the
Yeah.
propane
Right.
cylinder.
Right.
But as far as anything else, like take what you need. And everybody was super good about that. I didn't see a single person taking more than they should have or that I had to question. However, the people of this organization were like, don't give to that person. Don't give to that person. Watch out for them. He literally wanted me to do hand signals with him.
What?
Yeah, he's like, if I do this, it means don't give it to him. If I do this, it means give it to him. And that was really odd. The other thing that was really odd was there was some supplies that I just was not prepared to be such a great need, such as propane and camp stoves. I didn't even come with heaters because I didn't think it was going to be cold up here.
Right.
So I
Oh,
only
it was 80
had,
degrees like 4 days ago.
yeah,
You know?
I think I started with 80 camp stoves. And for every camp stove, I bought the little green propane bottles and they came in a pack of 3. So every propane stove came with 3 little cylinders of propane. I was tapped out quick on those. So I went and talked to the guy and I said, hey, I still have people in line that are wanting these and I know that you guys have a bunch in there. They had, I mean, a whole room that was just propane, little cylinders. I mean, they probably had over 500 to 700 of them.
Oh,
And
my
then
Lord.
same with the stoves, they had a lot of those too. And they didn't want to offer theirs up. So it was like I was at a
Wow.
donation center, but I was the only one providing the donations. Like theirs were off limits to the people of their community in need.
That's interesting.
So
And this was just a community organization. This wasn't like a government
it was a
thing. or
community
nothing like that.
organization.
That's really sad.
Yeah. There was a lot of really like bad vibes there. I mean, I know that there's crime everywhere, there's looting everywhere, but he was like kind of scaring us. I remember our first night, we were going to stay there, like on site. We had, like, this is how unprepared we were. There's obviously no hotels, so we brought an air mattress in the back of my car.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to stay in the car. And he, before I even ask him if we can, he's like, are you guys packing? Like, if you guys could stay here tonight, that'd be great, but you need to be packing a weapon. He's like, if you see a flashlight through the trees, if it goes like this, it's me. If it goes any other way, it's not me. And it was just really scary.
Wow. Yeah.
It was really scary. And low-key, looking back, I feel like maybe he was a target for people to come rob that place because they knew everything he had and they knew that he wasn't giving it up.
Yeah, he was almost making himself a target.
Right,
By his
and
attitude,
so-
not because he had stuff.
Right,
It's-
and like people are desperate. So we
Right.
ended up not staying there. We stayed at the Walmart by the Cajun Navy, just because we were a little bit worried. And then I think the straw that broke the camel's back was I had planned on making hot meals, and so the following day I cooked spaghetti for like over 150 people. out of our own pocket, not even out of our donations, like out of my husband and I's own pocket. And I realized I forgot drinks. But right when you walked in the donation room was all the drinks. And they had like the big powdered thing of Country Time lemonade. And I had the drink dispenser. I said, can I have that to feed the people tonight? I forgot to buy drinks.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry. We can't do that.
Wow.
Yet they came and ate a plate of my spaghetti. So that was like a big deal. And then there was kind of some wheeling and dealing at the end. We brought in 100 gallons of gas and 100 gallons of diesel. And like my husband's just nice and he trusts everybody. I see all the volunteers from there coming up the hill, like from where he was pumping with big 10-gallon fuel things. And he had filled up 8 gallons. So he filled up 80 gallons of fuel for them, which left me with 20 gallons of fuel for anybody else that came in.
Oh, Lord.
So once I found that out, that also wasn't cool. So we were nice about it, but we went ahead and packed up and we were going to find somewhere
It
else.
sounds like she was dealing with organized crime.
It was very weird.
That's
It was
insane.
so weird. Like the guy would like go with other groups of people that would like come in, other volunteers, and they would like go and like whisper. It was so weird. It was the worst vibe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that, did you guys, you mentioned the Cajun Navy, like, did you guys talk to them, or have they been out doing a lot of stuff?
Yeah, so we had actually touched base with Cajun Navy before we came down here. That was the plan to kind of link up with them. But I've found since being here that I think a lot of these organizations, they have so many people that want to come and volunteer. Like, they don't remember Sadie from 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And so the spot's already been filled. And then on top of that, Cajun Navy was on so much of a larger scale than I was. And I really wanted to be boots on the ground, whereas Cajun Navy wanted us to, like, drop off at distribution centers. Whereas, like, I wanted to be there and, like, I wanted to go meet people. I wanted to go door to door. Maybe that was selfish of me, but so we just kind of ended up doing our own thing.
No,
it seemed that working better that way.
Completely. They seem like cool dudes.
They were very cool, though. I didn't get any bad vibes from them at all.
And they
really
seem to be working really, really hard, too.
That's what I'm saying. They're just, like, on so much of a bigger scale than we are that, like, we were just underqualified, you know. But we did meet up with them at Walmart. They were really nice. I liked them. Eventually, I think this is something that's, like, on my heart. I want to do more of this in the future, and I would like to get linked up with them.
That's great. Absolutely. For sure. So did you go, like, into the community and see the wreckage and all that, or did you kind of set up shop at a predetermined spot?
So when we rolled into Spruce Pine and we rolled up to that organization, we did have to drive through some pretty devastating spots in Spruce Pine. And then we had also put on, like, when we did the spaghetti dinner, that we would run supplies or meals to you. And so we did get to run some meals to some people. There was 2 elderly women that will, like, I wonder how they're doing. They weren't too bad as far as, like, devastation. They just didn't have any power of running water. They had power lines, like, literally, like, draping their home. Mm-hmm. And they were really old. And you could tell they were, like, in Depends. And so maybe that wasn't getting taken care of very well. They just were in, like, a really rough shape. But we brought them spaghetti. We brought them more Depends. We brought them other stuff. But, like, there's people since this journey that I'm like, I wonder how they're doing. I wish I would have gotten their number.
Right,
you know?
Right. But it's so much happening at one time that you're kind of,
Well, then you ended up at our church. Mm-hmm. How?
So Vivian had reached out on my post, and it was literally when I was just kind of getting to my wit's end with where I was at.
Yeah.
You were up there
and
like
I
just a couple of days in Spruce.
Yeah, so I was up there Monday and Tuesday, and then I'm here Wednesday and Thursday. Okay. Yeah, so Monday and Tuesday, and then Vivian, and I was, like, literally just desperate to go anywhere else. But it's kind of weird. It's, like, hard finding a place, you know, on social media because everything's just so within the community, you know? Yeah. So when Vivia said that, so then when I got to Marion, I was, like, a little bit concerned again. I was like, okay, Marion's, like, pretty clean. Like, it was a lot, it weathered better than Spruce Pine. And I was like, did I just get done over again? But it wasn't until, you know, like, I learned the motives of the church here, and it was, like, getting it out. You know, this is just a hub where we know we can get in and out with trucks and trailers, but we're taking it to, like, really crazy places.
Yeah, I don't know if she's seen it, but where we were yesterday, when you go up past Lake Tahoma and stuff up to 80, that's still Marion.
Yeah.
It's just not Marion proper, the city or whatever. You know what I mean? And that's some of the worst. There ain't even nobody left over there.
Yeah.
That was,
There's nothing.
Spruce Pine, it's funny you say that about Spruce Pine because I'm in a Spruce Pine chat thing, and I'm also in a few of their groups. And that whole vibe you're describing has been the same thing for me, where it's like they're the most active, they talk the most, but it's like, oh my God, we have an empty place that needs a bunch of stuff. And then the next post is like,
Don't bring
Spruce
any
Pine
more
don't need
stuff.
nothing, don't bring anything. Unless you're going to
It's
set
very
an appointment, don't come. And I'm
Mhm.
just like, my God, okay.
Yeah.
You know, it was like 5 minutes after I told her to tell you that they needed stuff at a new location that I found out that they were at like not wanting anything.
Yeah. It's just
It's
been.
like maybe it's just different groups of people like aren't communicating with each other or something.
I will say, like, next time it will just be myself, like me and my crew that comes up here dictating where we go, because not to the fault of anybody that had good intentions on telling me to go somewhere. It was just that the need had already been filled. But at the
Right.
same time, like, I have to watch like my resources. So like yesterday we worked with Camping World, which Jason Seidel, he's super cool, like love what they're doing over there. Basically Cajun Navy, and I can't remember their name, but they're out of Morganton. They own an electric company over there. They have a huge warehouse, and they're intaking all the stuff from Cajun Navy, and then along with other donations, they're palletizing it and then distributing it. So Camping World is in on it too, the one in Marion. They're receiving donations, and then basically they're, how do I explain it? They're receiving donations, but they're also receiving pallets from that place that they're distributing. So we met them through Danielle here at the church, Danielle Gossett. We went over there and we got to do some donations through there as well, but we went up a mountain, like past Little Switzerland, past Spruce Pine, Elk Park, and Banner
Okay.
Elk.
Yeah.
And we went, like, we're hauling a skid steer to offload the pallets, and then on the other trailer, 10 pallets. One trailer had like 20,000 pounds on it, and the other one had like 10,000 pounds. That's not fun going up those hills or down that hill, and then to get up there, and they're like, yeah, we need a skid steer to offload. We don't have any way to offload. So we bring the other truck up there. That's 2 trucks going up the mountain. They had a skid steer. So, but I get it. It's literally just a game of telephone, so you have to be
Pretty
patient
much,
and everything.
Wow.
But I do think next time, like today was my first day that I felt so productive, because I finally was like, okay, I'm just gonna go out on my own, you know, because I kind of ran a lot of circles, and like I said, it's not hate on anybody. I think everybody wants to help, and it's just who gets there first.
Pretty much.
You know?
Yeah.
But you don't know the other person or their ETA, right? So you guys may show up at the same time or an hour after the other, and then, okay, well, let's find somewhere else that
I mean,
needs
it's
help.
a good problem to have that so many
Right.
people are trying to help, but yeah,
Still,
it's
it makes
the
it hard when
logistics
it's
of it.
coming out
Mhm.
of
And you
your
guys
pocket
are in the
at the
business
time.
of logistics,
Yeah.
so it's got to be make your head want to explode.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I do for a living. I
Didn't
dispatch
you-
all the trucks. So
You
it's-
guys got stuck, didn't you, or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Something